Sports science is one of those degrees that isn't really seriously considered as a top contender when choosing your future career or what to study at university. It's a degree that's taught in hundreds of universities worldwide. It offers graduates the opportunity to learn how the human body works and how physical activity encourages good health, and also the biomechanics of the human body. Fortunately, in my opinion, this knowledge is more or less an amalgamation of broad areas of science. It's usually quite watered down to reduce the course complexity and total course content. In a typical sports science degree, expect to study modules that include anatomy and physiology, psychology, the biomechanics of the body, and how the flow of energy in biological systems is converted from food into usable fuel. Its broad scope of topics makes the degree seem a little bit more valuable than it actually is. In actuality, a lot of these topics are often simplified for the graduate, just because it wouldn't make sense to cram multiple degree level subjects into one course. In the first year, students should expect to receive a broad overview of the topics that I've just mentioned. They'll be introduced to topics such as diet and nutrition, the basics of human anatomy, coaching, and teaching. The subsequent years will be spent developing the knowledge of these introductory modules, but also giving students the opportunity to choose their own modules they want to study in more detail. These elective sports science modules can include injury and rehabilitation, nutrition and diet, coaching, and sports psychology. Teaching is mostly delivered via lectures and seminars, but there's plenty of opportunities for active group sessions, lab sessions, and practical sessions, and it's more or less down to the individual university and their course structure. Loughborough University and Bath and even Leeds Beckett are among some of the top universities for student satisfaction in sports science. The reason why it might not be as good as maybe just studying biomedical engineering or biomechanics or just any other vocation-driven course is, while you're studying a lot of these things in a sports science degree, studying that sports science degree on its own doesn't necessarily improve your employability directly after bachelor's degrees. You'd be hard-pressed to find graduates from most degrees finding jobs after just studying a bachelor's course. And sports science isn't any different. That isn't to say it will never lead to a job. In many cases, graduates of sports science degrees have gone on to do sort of teaching programs, internship roles, which have led them to getting hired. It's not an impossible task to get a job right after the degree. It's just quite atypical, especially if you don't already have a route into sporting roles. Typically, a graduate must continue on to MSc degrees or maybe specialize in one of the modules that they elected to study in more detail. Graduates can also go on to teaching programs and achieve PGCE certification to find work as a sports scientist or a teacher. Minority of graduates go into research. However, sports science is one of those unique healthcare courses that potentially offers students a progression into more technical science subjects such as biomedical engineering or just mechanical engineering in general. It is very possible for a sports science student to go and study an engineering course and later get a job as an engineer. If you compare a 3-year sports science program to maybe a biomedical science program, a biomedical science student cannot go on to do a master's degree in biomedical engineering, or really any engineering for that matter. But it's very, very possible for a sports science student to go on to study an MSc in biomedical engineering and qualify as an engineer. This is granted that they have the right combination of engineering modules studied in their undergrad course. This progression into engineering is a potential benefit that the course has over other life science degrees, such as biomedical science, biochemistry, and biology. The degree works best when combined with people who have extraordinary sporting ability and who already have paths into careers in sports science. However, if you're unsure about what to pick, and you generally have a passion for science and sports, it might be a degree to go into because it largely keeps your options open. And even if you're not gifted in sporting ability and don't necessarily have a clear path into a sporting career as a coach, an athlete, or a researcher, it's one of those degrees where, when combined with the right master's program, you might be able to pull off something special, land yourself a dream role. Head over to goopy.com where you can read all about why some people may think sports science is a useless degree. There's also a bunch of other articles such as biomedical science versus biology degree, clear-cut reasons not to study medicine, and 21 non-patient facing health courses you can do in 2020. Educate yourself, make smart university choices, and remember, you always have many options for what to study, so don't be disheartened if one of them fall through. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.